YouTube, you can up here with a review of the Power Rangers Dino Charge Action Heroes Wave 2. And this wave actually features two villains. So just like the Super Mega Force wave, they gave us Vakar and an X-Borg. We get the villains Fury and the Vivix, or Vivix, or I don't know because the show hasn't aired yet at the time of this recording, so I have no idea how that's actually pronounced. But I'm going to go with Vivix for the remainder of this review until proven otherwise. So this is a cool little set. Fury is available in the 6-pack if you just want him and the Rangers. He's available in the 6-pack with them exclusively at Toys R Us. The Vivix, there's no other way to get him besides an individual pack, so buy him up. And despite the fact that the front of the packages here show Dogold in his little furry boa thing, this is actually the form of Fury throughout the first portion of the show. He eventually gets the furry boa for reasons I won't get into for spoilers. But you're going to have to add a furry boa to him if you want him to be that form. The Vivix is shown with the buzzsaw weapon that most of them have throughout the show, as you can see back here, but unfortunately he comes with no accessories whatsoever, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But back here you've got some descriptions of both Fury and the Vivix, and it does show the Dino Charge Megazord figure that will be in Wave 3. Wave 3 is just a rehash of Wave 1 and Wave 2, but with the Dino Charge Megazord added. So we'll take a look at him whenever he gets released. Alright, so let's set the Vivix aside and take a look at Fury, and he is awesome. I really did like the Vakar figure from last year in Super Mega Force, but this is probably one of the best villain figures we've gotten in quite a long time with Power Rangers. I just really like it. Dogold was always one of my favorite villains in Kyoryuger, and this is no exception. I am really happy to have a figure representation of that character, be it from Dino Charge or otherwise. Hopefully, if they keep a lot of his story intact, Fury will be just as fun of a character once Dino Charge starts. It's a great toy. It could use a little bit more paint in some places, but it highlights all of the necessary areas, and it does it well. I don't really have any major complaints. Articulation is actually a lot less hindered than I anticipated. You do have the rotation on the head here, which is perfectly fine. There's no real up and down movement there. Arms are not hindered whatsoever. So you got full rotation there. You still have a swivel at the arm right there, as well as a single elbow joint that is nicely cut to allow full bend. So that is always helpful. The wrist right there doesn't swivel, thanks to how his little claws are designed. But that is not a huge problem thanks to the swivel at the cuff there, so to speak. Down here, obviously, because of his loincloth, there is a lot of hindered articulation, but thanks to how it's designed, you actually get pretty much a full upward range of articulation. The joint stops there. So that is very good. And back here, obviously, thanks to the coat area thing, you can kind of flip it upward if you want. This is just a soft, pliable plastic. I would not recommend doing this outside of maybe a quick picture or two. But I would not keep it like this whatsoever. But it will completely allow you to fully bend the leg that way. So articulation at the core really isn't hindered whatsoever. Just like I said, be careful with that little coat piece. I wouldn't keep it like that for too long. And to top it off, you actually have a ball and socket joint right down there at the foot. So he's got nice little slight ankle tilts and all sorts of fun stuff. So a great figure for $8.99, $9.99, depending on where you pick it up from. Just really great. My only complaint is that the way the sword's packed, it gets very, very bent out of shape. So it would be wise to warm that up and flatten it appropriately. But for now, I'm just really impressed with how great Fury ended up. Alright, so moving along from Nick Fury to the Vivix. I like this guy a lot too. I really wish he had his buzzsaw accessory just to make them a little bit more threatening. I mean, the X-Borgs had their little staff thingies. So I don't see why these guys had to be accessoryless. But when you start looking at the detail present in this guy, I kind of understand why they didn't do it. All of this is etched in detail. Everything on here to represent the kind of like germ sort of microbe feel that these guys carry. It is all etched in detail. None of this is just flat out painted. It is all etched in. And it gives the figure a nice feel. I know that sounds really strange, but when you start posing the figure, you can start to feel all the etches in there. And it's just a nice little attention to detail. Articulation-wise, he is basically just the same mold for the Rangers, give or take. So you got full articulation in the leg right there. Single joint right there at the knee. Nothing down here on the foot, but there is a swivel at the top of the knee right there. Just like the cuffs of the boots on the Ranger figures. A single joint right there at the elbow, the wrist swivel, that is back on him. No waist swivel, obviously, but you do have a full rotation on the neck. The hair, however, hinders him quite a bit, but if you pop his head off. So you can't really get it all the way around without popping his head off, but his head does pop off. So that is a bonus feature, I suppose. So yeah, like I said, without there being a weapon on this guy, it is disappointing, but I haven't seen this much attention to detail on a Power Ranger figure in quite a while, because not only is all that etched in, there's a nice, I don't want to say black wash, because I think it's actually a light brown sort of paint used, but there's a wash here to highlight all of those details. It's not just like etched in detail, it's etched in detail that's highlighted to be noticeable. And that is fantastic. So he reminds me a lot of the X-Borg in that fashion. So really just a great job on Bandai America's part for both of these figures. I don't want to gush, but these are great. If you see either of these two at your local Toys R Us or when they start hitting Targets or Walmarts or anything like that, pick them up. The Vivix is honestly quite amazing. I really dig the attention to detail that figure brings to the table, and if they can keep that level of detail and that level of, I don't want to say dedication, but greatness to this line, we can expect a lot of great things coming down the pipeline from these action heroes. The Fury figure is also great. He could use a little bit more paint that the Vivix clearly stole, but the sculpt there is honestly quite perfect. Posability is still great. He's got wonderful little ankle tilts and stuff, and it's just a nice figure, and I'm really glad to have representation of these two characters from Kyoryuger. It's one of my favorite Sentai seasons, and so I'm really excited about the Dino Charge toy line, especially when it comes to the action figures, since Japan doesn't really deliver all too much with those. So at the end of the day, these are fantastic pickups. Whether you pick up Fury in a 6-pack or singular, he is great. Do not miss him. Same goes to the Vivix. He's only available in the single packs, but buy him up, buy multiples if you want to. I don't really care. It's a great figure, and so is Fury. So thanks for watching. Take care, and have a great one. Bye.